Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Annette, and in today's Timeless Pick a Card reading, we will be looking into what it is that you're not seeing about yourself. Now, the context of this reading is that these are the traits within yourself that you may not see that is hindering you in terms of living your best life. For example, there are some traits that may be hindering you from receiving love into your life, or maybe there are traits that are hindering you from going further in terms of your career, finding success in your business, finding success in familial relationships or friendships, and etc. Basically, these are the things that you can improve upon. Okay, so that's the purpose of us highlighting these traits within you. As usual, you can pick more than one of the piles, or you can pick all of them if that is what you feel inclined to do. Okay, so as a guideline, this is pile number 1, and it is represented by this gorgeous Moonstone bracelet. This is pile number 2, and it is represented by this pretty strawberry quartz bracelet. And this is pile number 3, which is represented by this incredible amethyst bracelet. Okay, so take your time, feel free to pause the video before choosing your pile. You can also pause to meditate if you need more time. And without further ado, let's get started with your reading. If you chose this pile with the Moonstone bracelet, then you are pile number 1, and this is your reading. So let's take a look at your cards. I'm using all oracle cards for this particular reading. Now, your first card is Romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. The next card is Embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. Next card is Demonstrate love. Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. Then the next card is Be yourself. The situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. Awesome. Whom do you need to forgive? As you release all anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. Birthday. A significant birthday holds the answer to your question. And then these are your advice cards, which I will put aside for now, and we will come back to those later. Okay, so pile number 1. What I am getting from your cards is that you are a very loving person. The card started off with acknowledging you being a very loving person. You're so caring, right? And there is a spectrum to this because this is a general reading. There's a spectrum of you who are watching this. For some of you, you are very caring and loving towards those in your inner circle, those who mean a lot to you, your family, your close friends, your romantic partner, but maybe other people not so much. You can be kind, but then these are the people that you place a lot of love and emphasis and care upon. For some of you, I get this feeling that you're very bubbly and you're the type that loves everyone. Okay, you love the world. Okay, so take it how it resonates. Again, this is a spectrum, and you can fall on one end or the other end or anywhere in between. At the same time, pile number 1, I'm also sensing a flip side to this. There is a heavy energy here as well. There is love and light energy, but there's also a heaviness. I'm getting the sense that maybe you love other people almost unconditionally, but then maybe you don't feel deserving of love. There is a sense that perhaps you feel that you need to overgive in order to validate other people loving you. Okay, you give so much, and when people, whether consciously or unconsciously, don't reciprocate at the level that you are expecting, you get resentful. Now, part of it is understandable. Of course, if you overgive and then you don't receive back, you're bound to feel resentful. But at the same time, you are responsible for your energy, how much you give energy to other people. When you overgive, it is you who are not putting boundaries, right? And when you're not receiving at the same level, you get angry or you get resentful. You stew, okay? And when you have stewed long enough in your resentment, then it will come pouring out. It will explode. Okay, or you might withdraw and have a pity party for yourself. Nobody loves me. I'm always giving. I'm always sacrificing. Or sometimes you will give yourself a narrative. It's okay. I'm a giver. People don't appreciate me. Then it's on them. I'll move on to somebody else. But in actual fact, there are certain situations whereby, yes, there are people you attract that are takers and not givers. In a lot of ways, that's on you because you did not have the discernment to select these people, to filter out these people from your life, okay? But there are also those who are actually good people, but because you overgive and you never really express your needs on how you wish things to be reciprocated, when people don't reciprocate in a way that you want, then you get resentful of them. Okay, when it's not really their fault, they just didn't know, right? Or maybe they unconsciously took for granted, and that hurts you. So this is what the cards are trying to highlight here. By all means, pile number one, be yourself. You are love and light. You love the people that you love, and you care. This is a beautiful thing. However, to protect your energy and ensure that you are not being taken advantage of, you need to also set boundaries. You need to protect yourself. You're so precious, okay? And so you need to set up gates, to set up filtration systems to ensure that those who enter your life are those who are worthy. It is those who are in a place that can reciprocate, that can remain in your life. I'm seeing the analogy of when you're starting to get to know somebody, by all means, you can invite them into your compound, your housing compound. You can invite them into your living room, but have boundaries. Do not invite them into your office. Do not invite them into the bedrooms, right? Maybe don't invite them to the kitchen first, or maybe that's okay with you. They can enter the living room and the kitchen. Basically, make sure that you don't give everything of you to people that you are just getting to know. Whether this is friendships, whether this is romantic relationships, don't give everything early on. You need to observe whether the people that you're getting to know, this person that you're getting to know, is someone that can have your best interest at heart, that is in a place where they can reciprocate. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. There's also a highlight of a wound that you have, but before I get there, I will come to this, but before I get there, this catches my eyes, and I want to bring this to your attention. It says demonstrate love, right? Find out what is important to the people you love and act on it. For some of you, pile number one, you have the tendency to love to the point where you become overbearing. That is something that you need to analyze within yourself to see if this is true for you. Okay, so for example, maybe let's say your child is highly independent, right? They can do things for themselves, but you insist on doing things for them in the way that you like, when in actual fact they like something else, or they like to do things their way, but you cannot let go and you insist on doing things your way. All right. And also this card is also encouraging you to see people for who they are and how they want to be loved. So if this person is a words of affirmation kind of person, that's how they receive love, you need to observe and give them that accordingly. What I'm seeing here where the overbearingness can come in is that, let's say a person wants words of affirmation, but because the way you naturally show love and want to receive love is acts of service, that's how you show love, and you are not open to showing love any other way. Okay, and when people don't really feel love, then you get angry. I'm doing all these things for you, yet you are so ungrateful. When in actual fact, the way that they need to feel love is to be praised, to be acknowledged for their efforts, to be seen in that way in terms of verbal affirmations. And so this card in particular is highlighting that, yes, you can love your loved ones, but they can still not feel it if you're not giving love in the way that they need to receive it. So you need to see people for who they are. Okay, so this is double-edged here. You need to see people who they are, to see if they're deserving of your time and energy, so that you can be reciprocated. Okay, and also you need to really see people for who they are and how they want to be loved. Okay, all right, so let's go back to here, whereby I'm seeing a wound within you. Number one, whom do you need to forgive? There is something that happened, and I'm getting it's probably in childhood, whereby you may feel that you have to give way to other people all the time, and maybe that's why you don't feel deserving of love, and that's why you feel that you have to jump through hoops in order to get love, and when it's not reciprocated, that's when you get resentful. You may be the eldest child, and then you are expected to take care of your siblings, you are expected to give way to your siblings. You may also be the middle child. There is this sense of being the only girl, I'm not sure, It can be for someone specific and who's meant to come to this reading. Take it how it resonates. Remember, this is a general reading, but there is this sense that you always have to give way to other people. Birthday is also highlighted here. A significant birthday holds the answer to your questions. Something significant could have happened during your birthday or someone else's birthday. I'll give you an example of how this could be. For example, for your birthday, you had a small party, a smaller cake, and you were told that the reason for this is because maybe your family has a tighter budget for that during that time. But then when it comes to your siblings' birthday, they get a bigger birthday party. They get better presents. They have a bigger cake. And when you raise this question, if you did, then you are told that, oh, your dad just got a bonus. That's why they got something better. Or they perform well in school. They scored their exams. That's why they get a bigger cake or a better birthday present. Okay? Or maybe you internalize and you never express this. And this creates resentment. This creates this feeling of inadequacy, that you're not worthy of being loved as you are, and you need to prove your worth in order to be loved. Okay. Also, I'm getting, and this is kind of almost like something I should have mentioned earlier, but there's so many things that I need to talk about that it slipped through the cracks. But now I'm coming back to it, and that is, you need to start speaking up. Pile number one. Okay, you cannot love people into loving you. You also have to establish your needs. You also need to express to other people how you need to be loved, what kind of like set the standards and what your expectations are. And it doesn't have to be in a demanding way, like, oh, you never get flowers for me, or you never buy me a present, you never plan dates for us, right? But it can be in a form of, affirm when someone gives you something, praise them, acknowledge them, and they would want to do more for you. Okay. Also, just now as I'm talking, I'm getting the sense of when people try to do something for you, you always say, oh, no, it's okay. You always downplay your needs. When people give you flowers, oh, please don't buy me flowers in the future. It's a waste of money. You have your own difficulties. There is a sense that you tend to push people's gifts away. You have a hard time receiving. So this is going to be the truth for some of you. Okay. And there are also some of you who don't speak up but expect people to know how to love you. And this is not fair for the people that are in connection with you, whether it's a romantic relationship, family, or friends. And when they don't give you what you need because you didn't speak up, you get resentful. So that's not fair on them as well. So there are a few points here that I've highlighted. As I've mentioned before, you need to be discerning. Whether people are deserving of your time, energy, and investment in that sense. You also need to take into consideration how people want to do things, how people need to be loved, and follow accordingly. Don't just follow how you think people should be loved, okay? There is that overbearing energy for some of you. And then there is a wound that needs to be healed, and also you need to speak up, okay? Because for some of you, you don't speak up, so you don't get the love that you need. For some of you, when people show you appreciation by buying you gifts or giving you praise, you always push it away because, you don't feel comfortable receiving. That needs to heal in order for you to receive the love that you want in any capacity of love, friendship, family, or romantic relationships. And for some of you, you feel that people should know without you saying, which is unrealistic. So these are the things that you need to be aware of, the traits that you have that you may not realize is hindering you from receiving the kind of love and relationship, whether friendship, family, or romantic relationship that you want. Now, let us get to your advice cards here. Destiny, acknowledge your mission, align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. Cycles, we are all becoming. Surrender to your changes, release your fear, trust this powerful process. Exactly. Okay, you can change when you do things differently, when you have the courage to ask for what you need. That's when things can change for you. Healing, what did I say about healing? There's a wound that needs to be healed here. Bless all in need of healing, hope, and love. Spirit, grant us strength and wisdom. Guide us to the path of wellness. You need to guide yourself to the path of wellness. Okay, look back in your childhood. If your needs were not met, if you were always sidelined, try at least to look at it from a neutral perspective. Was it true? Was it really that you were sidelined, or was it just a combination or a series of unfortunate events that made you feel sidelined? Okay, if you need to work with a therapist, a counselor, or any sort of mental health practitioner, a psychologist, for example, then do so that you can get someone who's neutral, who can give you or can guide you through the process of, you know, identifying what the situation was back then that had hurt you and created a narrative that is playing in the background, that is playing in the subconscious of what you're worthy or unworthy of. And then we have here discernment. This is something that I've said throughout the reading, and this is what the cards are saying here as well. So see the truth of the situation, use common sense, and do not be fooled. Pay attention, your intuition knows. Like I said, use discernment to see if a person is deserving of your investment in time and energy in any capacity, friendships, relationships, and what have you, familial relationships as well. Okay, so if they are very shiny, but then they are not reciprocating, then they do not have your best interest at heart. Okay, so it is your responsibility to have your best interest at heart. So you can love other people, but also not to the point where you set yourself on fire to warm other people. Okay. So pile number one, that is your reading. I hope that you have gained valuable insights on what it is that is probably hindering you in your relationships. This pile is particularly heavy on relationships. What is hindering you? Okay, and I do believe, though, even though this is geared towards the different kinds of relationship in your life, I do believe it can be applied in other areas of your life, including career, prosperity, and abundance. Maybe you're always taking up other people's workload. Maybe you're always volunteering to do other things, but you do not prioritize yourself. You don't ask for a raise even though you've been with the company for 5 years, even though you've performed well, because you don't feel that you are deserving. Okay, so this can be applied in other areas of your life as well. So again, I hope that this has given you valuable insights as well as advice on how you can move forwards and make improvements in your life and be closer towards creating the life and experience that you would like. If this reading resonates with you, do comment in the comment section below. I would love to read how it resonates with you. Also, I would love it if you can like, share, and subscribe. It will help me. It will also help with the algorithm so that more people can find this reading and gain valuable insights from it. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. If you'd like to have a personal tarot reading session with me, I do read internationally, so wherever you are in the world, we can have a session together. Just head over to the link in my description. It will take you to my website where you can browse and schedule the reading that is most suited for your needs. So once again, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. If you chose this pile with the strawberry quartz bracelet, then you are pile number 2, and this is your reading. So let us take a look at your cards. The first one is spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. Second card is be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. Next card is appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love. Holiday. The answers you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. Express your individuality. Allow your true self to shine because you're awesome. Okay, and these are your advice cards, which we will come back to later on. Okay, so pile number 2, what I'm getting for you is 2 words actually: ambition and also overthinking. Thinking a lot. Now let's see this first row of cards here. This recommends spending time or spending quality time with those you are in significant relationships with. And there are 2 cards here talking about being in the present and appreciate this moment. Okay, like being in the present. So I'm getting the sense that you are perhaps an ambitious person. You are someone who wants to do things the right way. You are someone who wants to progress in life. Nothing wrong with that. That's great. Okay, we need to grow. Otherwise, you know, we're dying if we're not growing, right? But at the same time, you're so focused in the future that you forget to be present in the moment where you are. So maybe you are so, maybe consumed, the word consume comes to me. Maybe you're so consumed about how you want to get to your dream life, how you want to get to that future self that you want to be, that you forget to enjoy the moment. Okay, you forget to spend time with your friends and family. You forget to have time of enjoyment. Everything is about the future, the future, the future. Okay, so again, 2 cards are emphasizing here, you are not being present. You may have not prioritized family time. You may not know your family members. You may, I mean, not that you don't know, but you've lost touch. You've lost touch with friends. You've lost touch with family. You've lost touch if you have Children, you have lost touch with your children in a sense that you blink, you seem to blink, and then they've already started walking, they already started going to school, they already started having their own opinions. You blink, and then your spouse has other interests. You don't seem to recognize your spouse anymore. And I'm also getting the sense that you blink and you don't even recognize yourself anymore. You don't even know who you are anymore. If people are to ask your preferences, you may not even know. You may not be able to answer very quickly, very surely about what it is that you like, what it is that you want, because you have lost touch with the present. You never checked in. Not never. Never is a strong word. But there is that sense that you haven't checked in with yourself, with other people for a long time. Now, what's coming to me as well, you need to sit down and do an audit of sorts of your life. Part number 2, you need to see where you are right now and where you want to be, and what you're doing now, is it bringing you closer to where you want to be? Okay? And also how you can incorporate the people that you love into your life as you're working towards this goal. Life is not about getting to the destination. It's also about enjoying the journey. And part of enjoying the journey is sharing that journey with other people. You don't want to get up or wake up 20 years later. Your kids are off, going to, working, moving out, and you realize that you don't even know who they are. You don't want to sit next to your spouse and realize that you don't even know who they are anymore. You don't want to sit with yourself and realize that that person in front of the mirror is unrecognizable. So by all means, have ambition, but also be in the moment from time to time. I mean, actually, be in the moment daily. I think being in the moment should be your baseline. And looking to the future is something that you check in from time to time to see if you're on the right track. Now, I'm also getting overthinking, as I said before. You overthink a lot. You are afraid of failure. You may be afraid of making mistakes. Okay? This is why I'm getting here that express your individuality. You always want to do things the right way. Okay? And then when you overanalyze, you create analysis paralysis for yourself. You don't express yourself to the fullest extent simply because you're afraid maybe you wouldn't be accepted in the circle that you want to enter, or you won't be accepted by your peers. Okay, if you are in business, you may feel that you need to show up a certain way and then, suppress your true nature. There's such a sense of seriousness here. You're taking life so seriously. You're taking your dreams very seriously, as you should. But there also needs to be room for playfulness. They also need, you're recommended to have less rigidity, basically, especially when it comes to expressing yourself. There is this sense that you're actually quite funny, or maybe some of you could be quite colorful in terms of your personality. And, maybe you like bright colors, but you force yourself to like black because you need to dress sharp for the workplace, or you need to dress sharp when you go to business meetings, when you go for networking, for example. Allow yourself to express your individuality. Obviously, there are dress codes when it comes to working in an office and when going to business meetings and networking. But at the same time, you can show your personality. Maybe it's a bright pop of color in terms of your shoes. Maybe it's a pattern that you love for your handbag or for your necktie. Okay, just show that personality. And it doesn't have to be a physical manifestation like the way you dress, but also your humor. When you are conducting a training, for example, or when you are presenting, by all means, let your humor shine through. But of course, have the ability to read the room and know what kind of joke to bring forth, know how to conduct yourself while still showing your personality. Don't be so serious. That is what I'm getting. You're overthinking so much, and it creates so much stress and tension within you that I'm getting the sense for some of you, you get angry when you get distracted. When your child needs something, needs your attention, you get angry because you're so in your head that when your thoughts get interrupted, you feel like it's a domino effect that you will lose your train of thought, and then there will be this disaster. All of these things, there's just a lot of overthinking. I would say, try to inspect your life. See if you are using your time as optimally as you can. Okay, try to do your work in the office. And then when you come back home, leave the work at the office if you can. All right, or at the very least, allocate at least an hour or 30 minutes, some time frame for your family, for your loved ones. Take the time to go out and have a chat with your friends, have coffee, make time for your loved ones. Okay, if you infuse work into every single thing, you bring your work back, you think about work, you talk about work with your friends, it's never ending. Okay, you need to have that compartmentalization. I don't know if this is even a word, but you need to compartmentalize. When it comes to family time, it's family time. All right, do not interfere with that. So if you want to continue working after that, it's up to you. Wouldn't recommend it, but like I said, inspect your life. Are you really using your time wisely? And if you're not, then you need to improve on that. Okay, so for all you know, you can finish your work during your work time, and then you don't have to bring the work back. You don't have to think about it. Also, what I'm getting here, you might be a worrier. I think we've established that from the beginning, actually. You might worry, and worry gets you nowhere. Okay, if you worry about something, especially if it's work related, but nothing can be done until the next day when the office opens again or is in operation, then you thinking about it, stewing about it, worrying about it, and then being a grumpy bear when people interfere with your thoughts or distract you from your thoughts, that's not going to work in your favor. You worrying is like chewing gum and trying to solve the problem of the world through chewing gum. It just does not work. Okay? So put the worry aside because there's nothing you can do about it anyway. Worrying doesn't change the outcome. What changes the outcome is that when the next day comes and you can actually go and settle the problem, that's when things change. So don't worry about it first, put it aside. The next day, then you do what you need to do to tackle the issue. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing for you. Pile number 2. Now this holiday here, the answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation retreat or holiday getaway. I'm also getting here is that sometimes you think that you need to keep spinning your wheels in order to get solutions, but sometimes it's when you relax, actually, that you get a lot of inspiration. This is why we get inspiration in the shower, because there's this repetitive motion, we're not really thinking about anything, and then we get this idea or inspiration. So it's not about working hard, okay? You also need to grant yourself some downtime to relax, and that's when solutions and ideas can come to you, inspirations can come to you, okay? So let us take a look at your advice card. Kindness, okay? So live with compassion, open your heart to all life forms, be an angel with hands. Union, you have seen and unseen allies, draw upon their strength, join forces with friends and flourish. Prosperity, focus on the positive and more good will come. Give thanks for blessings and they will multiply. Prosperity begins in the mind. Absolutely, all these 3 cards are so relevant to your reading and such good advice for you. Pile number 2, kindness and compassion. I know when you're stressed, we all tend to snap at people, we all tend to lash out, which is why you need to, there's a recommendation that you handle things well. Be organized. If you can finish your work at the workplace and not bring it home, that will be the best. But even if you do need to do work after working hours, like allocate some time so that it doesn't bleed into each other. Don't spend time with your child or children, but then looking at your work emails on your phone, right? Like have that clear boundary. And when people seem to interfere with your thinking, with you ruminating over a problem, and then you snap at them and then you lash at them, that's not going to give you the quality of relationships that you want. Okay, so kindness is needed here, and also having compassion for yourself. Okay, for some of you, I do believe that you are in a high work stress situation, right? You want to perform well, you want to do well, but at the same time, don't just put your nose to the grindstone all the time. You need relaxation as well. Have compassion for yourself, okay? And also make time for other people. When you are generous with your time, with your resources, good things can come to you and you will have ease, okay? You don't have to grind all the time. Union, you have seen and unseen allies, whether you believe in spirituality or not, okay? The outcome that you want, this improved life, this ambition, does not only rely on you and your own actions, okay, and your own doing the work. You have angels, you have guides, okay. The fact that you're watching a tarot reading, I'm sure you have some level of openness to, unseen allies, okay. So don't think that it is the responsibility falls on you and you alone, and you have to carry the burden from beginning till the end yourself. Yes, do the work, but also allow you to be aided by your unseen allies and seen allies as well. If you can work with people who can fill in the gaps of skills that you don't have, why not? If you can work together with friends, why not? Let's say if you're a content creator, you're great at video editing, but you suck at audio, maybe you can work together with another content creator that is really great with audio, and you can exchange it that way, and you can give your input if they want your input in terms of visuals, right? Maybe you can share resources. You don't have to do things alone. That's what I'm getting in. Prosperity starts with the mind. You're always worrying. You're always thinking that only, everything falls on you, that you cannot ask for help. That's a scarcity mindset. Prosperity and abundance is going to be hard to come to you if you have that kind of mindset. If you feel rich, if you feel prosperous, if you feel that things can come to you easily and you let go of the how, then the right people, places, and things can come to you and help you. Okay, that's part of abundance. Abundance is not just about, or prosperity is not just about money and tangible assets and tangible things. It can be relationships, it can be networking, it can be, coaches and insights, experience that people share with you that can help you to get to where you want to be. So that's what I'm seeing here as well. Don't think that you need to do everything alone. When you are kind, when you help others, when you're kind to the people in your house, your family, that can bring blessings to you. Okay, when you unite with other people, work together with other people, you can have more resources. Okay, they might have a piece of equipment that you don't have, or they need an equipment that you have. Exchange, work together. If you're a content creator, create content together, right? Prosperity as well begins in the mind. Okay, come from a place of abundance. Okay, have an abundance mindset. Read about this, look this up, how you can cultivate an abundance mindset, and see how prosperity can come in different forms, not just in monetary gains. And you'll be able to start living a prosperous life. Okay, so that's what I see for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. If you resonate with this reading, please comment down below. I would love to read how it resonates with you. Do also like, share, and subscribe. It would really help me with the algorithm and help this video to reach more people who may need to watch it and receive the messages from this video. Okay, and if you'd like to have a personal tarot reading session with me, I do read internationally, so wherever you are in the world, we can have a session together. Just head over to the link in my description. It will take you to my website and you can book your appointment there. Once again, thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. This is pile with the amethyst bracelet, then you are pile number 3, and this is your reading. So let us take a look at your cards. The first card is miracles and blessings. Everything has its gifts. Love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. Get to know each other. Learn to meet each other's needs, for love is important for a relationship to grow. Just rearrange this real quick. Okay. And everything's okay. Don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. Let go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Business venture. Trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity. Then emotional healing. As your heart heals of all emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. All right. So these are your advice cards, and I'll put them aside for now and we'll come back to them later. Okay, pile number 3, what I see for you, what it is within you. What are the traits that you're not seeing that's hindering you from receiving or having the life that you want? Okay, from having a good experience in life. What I'm seeing here is that you have a lot of fear, pile number 3. There's this sense that I'm hearing the sky is falling down. The sky is falling down, okay? You have this tendency to think of worst case scenarios rather than best case scenarios, okay? So you're not the only one, so there's no judgment here. At the same time, this is the major thing that is hindering you in your life, okay? So the first card here says miracles and blessings. Like, miracles happen every day, right? Blessings come every day. But, there is this sense that maybe, and I do have this sense that you are probably someone that have a hard time seeing blessings and good things in your life. There is a sense that there is a lack of gratitude, and I know this sounds a little bit harsh. Not a lot of us actually practice gratitude, but I would say it's very important for you, pile number 3, so that you can get out of your head and, start seeing the blessings in the mundane, the magic in the mundane, the miracles in the mundane, as in like how amazing it is that from a small seed, a tree can sprout and then, yield more fruit, so that more seeds can be sown and more trees can be grown. From that small tiny seed, a whole tree can emerge, can grow with the right care, of course, in the right environment. These are mundane miracles that we do not think of. Have you ever thought about how amazing it is that the birds can find their way back to their nest, that birds don't worry? The birds don't worry about when they're going to get their next meal. They just do what they need to do, and they will come back with their meal, and then they will have their meal for the day, right? So there are miracles every day, but it's hard for you to see it. So there is this encouragement for you to start maybe having a gratitude practice so that you can be aware of these things. Because when you operate from a standpoint of the sky's falling down, the worst case scenario, you are living a very constricted life. Okay, you're always worrying. It's up to the point where the cards have to say everything's okay. Don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. Okay, and then there's this card as well. Let it go. You're always scared. And because of your fear, you always try to control the outcome. And when the outcome comes in a way that you don't expect it, or if it happens in a way that you didn't plan, you get off kilter really easily. You can even throw a hissy fit. You can get into a meltdown. You can have anxiety, So the cards here are showing that there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of fear, and you are encouraged to let go of control. Because when you let go of control, like the card says here, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desire. Okay, and also you're so afraid of bad things, and nobody likes going through hard experiences, challenges, but understand that everything has its gift. There is gift in the good things, the good moments, the blessings, but there are also good things in the challenges. It makes us stronger, it makes us smarter, it makes us more resilient, and it makes us more courageous, because the next time that you face another challenge, you have a reference point that you went through a significant challenge and you survive, you thrive, you got through it, and you can do it again. But if your mindset is fearing challenges, then it's going to be hard for you to see it that way. Okay, so love is all around you. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. The universe has your back. Okay, there's love in everything. The universe loves you. The universe will never do anything that is not in your highest good. I know some people can argue, then what about those who are in war-torn countries? What about those who gets robbed? What about those who gets killed? This is a higher spiritual sharing, but it's, first of all, everyone come into this lifetime with a role to play and with lessons to learn. In a lot of cases, these very, very difficult and dark things that happen creates change that makes things better for other people. Okay, laws have gotten changed because someone died, okay, or a killer got away, and so that is why the laws get changed, okay, so that future people can get the justice that they deserve. The Titanic, for example, it sunk. Yes, it's a tragedy. A lot of people died, but because of that, so much emphasis is put on safety when it comes to ships. There's a lot of safety features now because of it. So, everything happens for a reason. Everything is happening in your favor as well. Okay? So, there is this recommendation, this advice that release the fear. Okay? You can only do so much. If you're meant to experience a certain experience, it is for your higher good. Okay? So, I'm feeling the sense that maybe I shouldn't have used that death as an example. It will just pour fuel to the fire of your fear, but that's what came to me, and I want to honor that message. Okay. Yes, anyways, that was like the Titanic thing and the crime thing. This is like a higher spiritual conversation. Not everyone gets it, I understand, but I hope that you can understand what I'm trying to say here is that challenges happen for you. Okay, not everyone would face incredibly huge challenges. Everyone will face huge challenges in their own way, but not everyone is going to face the same level. So don't worry so much. Like, I get the sense that you would hear about crimes and stuff like, abuse and people being cheated on, and you're so fearful that it would happen in your own life. Not everyone would experience that in their life, and you thinking and fearing it would happen to you is what is going to attract that thing to you. It will bring it closer to you. So if you don't want that outcome, distance yourself. Don't think about it. Stop thinking about worst case scenarios, because that's what's going to bring that situation closer to you. By all means, be cautious. By all means, do your research. But at the same time, at some point, you need to let go of the fear. Okay? So, now, get to know each other. Learn to meet each other's needs, for love is important for a relationship to grow. And then we also talk about business venture here. Again, I'm getting the sense of fear. Okay? Maybe, obviously, when we have a lot of fear, it affects every aspect of our life. It affects our business venture, our career, it affects our prosperity and abundance because, you know, when we have fear, we tend to have a scarcity mindset, and the scarcity mindset born out of fear can apply also to love and relationships, right? So maybe you haven't had much luck when it comes to love because you are afraid. For example, if someone likes you, you immediately latch on because you're afraid that nobody else likes you, especially if you like that person back. So you tolerate a lot of bad behavior, bad treatment because you're afraid of letting go of of a person, right? So, or you could prevent yourself subconsciously from receiving love because you don't think that anyone would love you, or you could have fear that, oh, if I have a relationship, you know, we always hear that all men are the same. If they have an opportunity, they would cheat on me, you know, they would cheat on women. So things like this, like, please release the fear. When you get to know each other, when you really evaluate the person for who they really, really are, and then you see if they are really in alignment with you and where you are headed in life, what you need, what you want, then open the doors. Okay? Open the doors and allow them in. But until then, if that person does not show you that they're in alignment, no matter how shiny they are, no matter how good looking, how much they earn, how good they are, if they're not in alignment with you and your timeline, then you need to let them go. Release the fear of not finding someone equally good but better because they align with you. Because again, like I'm getting the central theme of your reading, part number 3 is fear, and it affects your life in so many areas. This fear just hinders you, okay, in terms of love, finding the love that is suited for you. Okay, you settle because you're afraid, or you don't think anyone would ever come into your life ever, and you feel that maybe if you have been single for a long time, or you've been single all your life, you take it as an affirmation that what you think is true. Nobody wants me. It's so hard to find a good person. It's so fine to have a good man nowadays, right? So that leads us to affirm the reality that we are in, and that just turns into a vicious cycle. I'm also getting the sense that when we have this mindset that there's not a lot of good men in the world, that's when we start being okay with being with someone that is off limits, like another person's husband, another person's boyfriend, or people that we shouldn't have relations with, okay, like a boss, for example, or a colleague, if that is not permitted in the workplace. But basically, when we have a scarcity mindset, we think that there's not a lot of good men in the world, even though this is someone's husband. If they're good, they have money, and they're attracted to me, I would say yes, okay? Now, I'm not saying every one of you is like this, so don't get mad at me. Take it how it resonates. Not everyone in this pile is going to be after someone's husband. I'm not saying that's how all of you are, but I'm saying this is how fear and scarcity that stems from fear can lead us to making unhealthy decisions because we don't think there's an abundance in terms of love out there, in terms of good men, in terms of good opportunities. And it leads us to bad behavior in terms of career too. We feel that we need to throw other people under the bus. We need to step on we need to step on other people in order to get ahead because there's only so much available in the world, right? There's only so much, the pie is limited, so I need to get my slice of the pie. And I need to step on other people to get there. So fear can be really detrimental for us. And it makes us into a human being that doesn't have very good character, right? So that is what it is highlighting here. Now, it doesn't have to be that extreme. I feel the need to repeatedly say this because maybe this pile is someone that can get a little bit defensive. These examples are extremes. Now, if you don't fall to that extreme, just understand that that example is just to highlight how bad it can get. Okay, now when it comes to fear and business venture, there's a recommendation here: trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity. So if you have a business idea, if you want to pursue a certain career, if you want to make a transition, if you want to go for that promotion, then go forwards with it. There is this recommendation: go forwards with it. Don't worry so much about the details. Yes, by all means do your research. By all means do whatever that's in your power to make this a success. At the same time, trust that everything will work out in your favor. Even if you fall short, even if the business never lifts up or it gets off the ground, but then you had to close it down, everything works out in your favor. The next time you do business, you are not starting from zero, you're starting from experience, right? And that is so much better than starting from zero, but you have to start somewhere. So if you're starting from zero, by all means, do it. Follow through. Now, there is emotional healing here. As your heart heals of all emotional pain, receive new blessings and love. I do believe, pile 3, that how you get this fearful, it's not entirely yours. It was either something that you saw in your caregivers, in your parents, those who raised you, that instill the seeds of fear within you. Maybe they're pessimistic, right? And you grow up in that environment and you became that way. Or maybe you had a very bad experience and that made you fearful. Fear of failure in love, fear of failure in business, fear of failure in career. And because you are stuck with that failure, you look at it in such a way that it says that you are unworthy, that things can go sideways and really badly. You get so hung up on that narrative that you are too afraid to try again. But if you reframe it, like I said, into thinking, yes, that didn't work out, that relationship didn't work out, that career didn't work out, that business didn't work out, that friendship didn't work out, doesn't mean that I stay where I am and never expand again and never try again. Okay? When you heal by reframing how you see that hurt, that failure, that's when you can come from a place of, like I said, healing. When you heal this, that's when you can start receiving new blessings and love, because you start believing in new possibilities again. Okay, so let us have a look here at your advice cards. First card, confidence. What did I tell you? Be bold, rise up and stand tall, feel the fire in your soul. How to have confidence. Confidence and fear doesn't go hand in hand. At best, they can stand side by side. So, being brave, being courageous is being afraid and doing it anyway. And from doing that, you gain confidence. Okay, and also have confidence that the world, the universe is working in your favor. Sanctuary, embrace the need for solitude. Your inner sanctuary calls you, renew yourself and thrive. You could benefit from having a meditation practice or a quiet time. If you tend to doom scroll, okay, scroll through social media, watch all this drama, watch all these news, and then feel like the sky is falling down, you need to stop scrolling, okay, or limit your scrolling time and start looking into good content about hope, content about possibilities, personal development. Okay, that's what you need to look into, and have solitude time to gather your own thoughts, to make sense of what you receive in terms of insights that day. Okay, if you come across a news that is unfavorable, let's say there's war in some country, right? Now you need time of solitude to actually process your emotions and not keep scrolling and keep adding more and more information about this situation, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't be aware, but especially with you that tends to have this fear, it's not doing you any good to keep scrolling and keep consuming content that is doom and gloom, right? So you need time to process your own feelings. You need solitude. You may even be particularly needing a social media detox, okay? So consider incorporating that into your life. Rebirth. No matter what happens, you can find new wings. Rise from the past, accept the positive change that is coming. Like I said, rebirth. When you went through a difficult time, you can renew yourself. Yes, that situation was really hard. You may feel like you died, but then, you are still here. You can thrive instead of remain in survival mode. So embrace this process of rebirth. Remember that you can always renew yourself. You can always find new wings to soar once again. Rise from your past. Accept the positive change. Like I said, if you failed in business, if you failed in relationships, learn from it. And when you start over, you start from experience. Okay, so pile number 3, that is your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I hope this resonates. If it does, do comment in the comment section below. I would love to read how it resonates with you. Do like, subscribe, and also share. If you find value in this, it would help me a lot with the algorithm and help others to find this video and receive the messages that it contains as well. If you would like to have a personal tarot reading session with me, head over to the link in my description where you will be brought to my website and you can book your session. I read internationally, so wherever you are in the world, we can have a tarot reading session together. Once again, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.